content. Okay, antenna is a passive device and it is a transducer. What is transducer? It converts one form of energy into another form of energy. Yes, is it audible?
Okay, sir.
Okay. What is transmitting antenna? It converts the electrical signal into EM waves. If it is a receiving antenna, it converts EM waves into electrical signal, just opposite. So again, you know, any open circuit line can act as a antenna. Very important properties of the antenna. Antenna is generally a open circuit. Any open circuit line can act as a antenna. Then what is isotropic antenna? Isotropic antenna generally not exist in reality, but it is used for analysis purpose. Okay, discussion purpose. Okay, if you have isotropic antenna, it radiates uniformly in all 3D direction. All 3D directions. Suppose, for example, you assume that you are inside the center point of the ball. Okay, if your EM wave is inside the center point of the ball, if the wave comes radially outwards, okay, then that is the example of isotropic radiator. Then that example for this one is point source, because you know that once if you have point source that radiates uniformly in all direction. Okay, next, what is directional radiator? Because it will radiate only in a particular direction, because in reality, generally we will not radiate, we will radiate only in the horizontal plane, we will not radiate in the vertical plane and all, because people are present only in the horizontal plane. So in reality, all practical antenna will radiate in particular direction, will radiate in a particular direction. Okay, so that's why practical antenna is called directional radiators. Then we'll have omnidirectional antenna. Okay, if I am having some antenna, if it radiates only in the uniformly in the horizontal plane, because in the horizontal plane peoples are present. If it radiates uniformly in the horizontal plane, that means what? It will form circular radiation pattern in the horizontal plane. Then that particular antenna is called omnidirectional antenna. Please note down the difference very clearly, because isotropic will radiate uniformly in all direction, but this will radiate uniformly only in the horizontal plane, but not in the other plane. Only in the horizontal plane it will radiate uniformly. In all other plane, we do not know what is the nature of the pattern. Okay, field pattern. Okay. So next, reciprocity theorem. Okay, so except some characteristics, almost 90% of the characteristics of transmitting antenna and both receiving antenna is same, because if you design some antenna that can also be used as a transmitter or at the receiver, so that means whatever the properties that is applicable for transmitting antenna, the same is true for receiving antenna, except some few characteristics. In general, what are all the properties of antenna? These are all the properties. Okay, radiation pattern. Okay, it clearly gives you in which direction your antenna is radiating. That's very important. Okay, what is radiation pattern? It is a pattern that gives you the idea in which direction the antenna is actually radiating its power. That's the radiation pattern. And average radiation intensity. Okay, average radiation intensity. That means what? See, what is the, okay, when your antenna radiates in a particular direction, then we can calculate radiation intensity. That means what? How much power is radiated per unit solid angle, because it is concentrating power on a particular solid angle. Then per unit solid angle, how much power is radiated? That is average radiation intensity. Then average radiated power means it's simply the power density, watt per meter square. Okay, watt per meter square. Directive gain. Directive gain in the sense, see, when you use practical antenna, okay, as compared to the isotropic antenna, you will be getting more power. Okay, how much power you are getting, how much more power you are getting when you use practical antenna as compared to the isotropic antenna, that is given by the directive gain. Okay, this is the gain of the antenna. Okay, again, if the maximum directive gain is called directivity, and also power gain also we can calculate. There is some minimum, some minor difference is there between the directive gain and power gain. Okay, see, if you calculate the gain with respect to the transmitted power, then that is directive gain. If you calculate the gain with respect to the input power, then that is the power gain. And we'll finally see the efficiency. Efficiency means how much power we have given as an input to the antenna, how much is actually radiated by the antenna. That is defined by the efficiency. Then effective aperture area. Okay, this is the property that is denoted only for the receiving antenna. Okay, for transmitting antenna, you will not have AE, but for only for receiving antenna, you will have effective aperture area. Okay, because already you are having some areas. Say, for example, if your antenna area is 1 meter square, but entire 1 meter square will not be receiving the power. Maybe around 0.9 meter square only may be receiving the power. So that the power, sorry, that area is called effective aperture area. Okay, even though there is some area, physical area, how much part of the area is actually receiving the power, that is effective aperture area. And also polarization. See, this polarization is also very important, because you know what is wave polarization. Wave polarization can be of linear polarization or circular or elliptical. Once if wave is having some polarization, linear polarization, and your antenna also should have the same polarization, otherwise your antenna cannot, okay, detect that particular signal. So the polarization of the wave and polarization of the antenna has to be exactly same. So when we are discussing about polarization, we will see when polarization mismatch happen, what will happen, how much power you will receive. Okay, that and all we'll see in detail. Okay. Next, radiation pattern. Okay, radiation pattern means what? It is always function of angle. It is always function of angle where r is constant. Where r is constant. So when you are drawing on the diagram, you have to normalize the value. So then see here, there is no distance is constant. So simply it is giving you the how much power you will receive when you are at this angle. When you are moving here, your angle will vary. When you are here, you are getting maximum power. As you go along this, you are getting less power. That is the idea of this diagram. That is the idea of the radiation pattern diagram. It is always function of theta comma and theta comma pi, where r is constant. Okay, r is constant. Next, radiation pattern. There are again radiation pattern means locus of the received electric field, or otherwise sometime radiation pattern can also be drawn for power, that is called as power pattern. Again, even if it is if field pattern or power pattern, that is always function of theta comma pi, where r is constant. Okay, so again we have seen what is near field, what is far field. Okay, in general there are two type of field, near field and far field. Then definitely there should be something. If antenna is here, okay, so there should be some dividing line to divide near field and far field. Okay, if your receiver is okay within this field, then that is called near field. If receiver is beyond this line, then that is called far field. Okay, near. Okay, this is near field, then this is far field. Okay, so then there should be some distance. That distance is r. If r is greater than 2d square by lambda, then you are in far field. There you will get radiated field or active field. Okay, that is for Fraunhofer far field zone. If you are within this region, near field region, then you will get reactive field. You will not get actually useful field. You will get some reactive power. Okay, but actually that is not useful. Okay, so not used for communication purpose. Only radiated field or active field is used for the communication purpose. Okay, then we'll see in radiation pattern itself. We'll go a little bit deep. Okay, and again another dividing line to divide near and far field is lambda divided by 2 pi or 0.16 lambda. Okay, there is a derivation for this. I'll do it when we discuss about dipole and all. I'll do that. Okay. Okay. Now we'll see the radiation pattern a little bit detail. Okay, radiation pattern. Now, in general, radiation pattern is of 3D nature, but when we are drawing on 2D paper, okay, we will fix something. Okay, now radiation pattern we are going to draw it in a 2D format. In 2D format, okay, in 2D format, the one way is we can draw the radiation pattern in a azimuthal plane. We can draw the radiation pattern in the azimuthal plane. Azimuthal plane. Okay, when we draw a radiation pattern in azimuthal plane, what is constant for azimuthal plane? For horizontal plane, what is constant? Theta is constant. For horizontal plane, what is constant? Theta is constant. That value is 90 degree. The another name for azimuthal plane is what? Horizontal plane. Okay, horizontal plane. Okay, already if I start the radiation, where radiation, if I start discussing about radiation pattern, already R is constant. Now, when you draw the field pattern in azimuthal plane, where theta is constant, so in azimuthal plane, when you are drawing the radiation pattern, that is always function of phi. That is always function of phi. Or otherwise, I can also draw the radiation pattern in the vertical plane. That plane is called elevation plane. Okay, how many vertical plane is there?